the past few months, I've been using the Giraffe Tools wall-mounted shop vac, and for the regular retail price of $390, I would say that it's not worth it. First, let's talk about the install of the product itself. And I would say that overall, if you have a little bit of know-how, be able to do some minor DIY work, the install should be fairly easy and you should be able to get through it relatively easily. The only minor annoyance with the install revolves around the mounting brackets itself, and really it's because that the brackets come in two separate pieces, so they're free floating. You would essentially have to figure out the math of where it goes, but luckily the product itself actually comes with a template that you can use, so you know exactly where to mount the two mounting brackets. Even with the template, I would still say that the brackets are a little bit annoying to install because they are not designed to be perfectly spaced out so that you're hitting your studs either 16 inches on center or 24 inches on center. They're weirdly spaced apart so that you can hit one stud, but then the other bracket would not essentially be anywhere. You have to use anchors, and the product itself is fairly heavy. Sure, you can use anchors, but it's just not something that I want to do. So realistically, to install this product, you would have to use wood backers, something to stretch between two studs, and then you mount your mounting brackets onto the studs, or at least the wood stud backers between your two physical vertical studs. So the install just takes a little bit more work. And again, if you have a little know-how, it should be fairly easy, just a little bit annoying. Now, once you get the product installed, I would say that overall, the shop vac does what it's supposed to. It's a shop vac. It can suck dry or wet materials, whatever it may be. This shop vac does come with a 30-foot hose, and really it just depends on where you place the shop vac. But for me, a 30-foot hose can get me almost everywhere in my garage. I can vacuum the two cars, I can vacuum the gym, basically everything on the floor. If I have to vacuum up like spider webs up in the corner of the walls and stuff like that, then it becomes a problem. It's basically unusable. But again, for the normal stuff on the ground, it can get basically everywhere. However, my main complaint really comes from just the general power of this shop vac. The first time that I actually used this product was actually to suck up the drywall dust that came from the install of the vacuum itself. And when I was using it, I was like, man, why is this thing not sucking up dust? I mean, it's the lightest, easiest thing to clean up. And again, it just wasn't doing it. Then after a few uses, I remembered that the vacuum handle actually has this little lever that goes up and down, and it opens up essentially a port. And when it opens up, you lose a huge amount of suction power just because you have this wide open port that's just letting air through. So again, just remember to close that port and you will gain some power back. Honestly, I have no idea why this lever gate is even there, because logically in my mind, the only reason to have it is to help clear out blockage, but the gate is pretty much like right at the handle. So if you have any blockage along the 30-foot hose, it actually does nothing. So if you happen to know why this gate would be functional or helpful, let me know. Now, subsequently, after I remembered to close that gate and used it in the weeks following, I would still say that although I've gained some power, I mean, it's not anything impressive. Again, my main uses for the shop vac is really just to clean up any small debris that my kids may have dropped in the car, in their car seat, any tiny rocks or pine needles that might have dropped on the ground as the cars come in and out, little minor dust that might be on the floor of the gym. Nothing really too crazy, and I would still say that even here, although it is absolutely functional in those scenarios, it's kind of underpowered for something that costs so much. Honestly, I have a $40 shop vac, brand shop vac that I purchased from Lowe's like 10 years ago. And that $40 shop vac still outperforms this $400 shop vac. So again, just in comparison, I would say that this shop vac is not where it's at in terms of power for a $400 vacuum of any kind. I personally am no engineer, but just from personal use, I would say that the motor on this shop vac is just a little bit underpowered. It's not enough to suck heavier objects through this 30-foot hose, possibly the longest hose that most of us are ever going to experience on a shop vac. So again, the motor can be bumped up a little bit, giving us more power to just increase suction power. So realistically, at the end of the day, that's just what it comes down to. This is a $390 shop vac if you purchase it with the wireless controller, and in my opinion, that's really the only way to go because of the convenience with a 30-foot hose without having the need to walk back and forth to turn the vacuum on. So for $390, over $400 plus tax for a vacuum cleaner, it just doesn't perform compared to really anything else. A stick vac is not as convenient as a wireless stick vac where you can just move around, do whatever you want. It's not as powerful as a $40 shop vac that I purchased almost a decade ago. I really don't see how this vacuum can be $400. To me, the only thing that this Giraffe Tools wall-mounted shop vac has that really sets itself apart from the other wall-mounted shop vacs on the market is that Giraffe Tools has created a single, very sleek package. You have your hose and motor all in one piece, whereas some of the other parts that I've seen, you have like a separate motor and then a hose on the side. So it's just not as good looking in my opinion. So that is where Giraffe Tools really sets itself apart, not really anything else. Now, prior to me getting this Giraffe Tools shop vac, I would say that I did a good amount of research on it. I watched a bunch of reviews, and overall, I would say that basically everybody had very positive reviews on this product. But also, a lot of people got this product for free, so it's hard to differentiate what an actual review or an actual opinion is from someone who actually got it for free. I personally purchased this product for myself, so I have no attachment to Giraffe Tools or any other reseller that might be giving this thing away for review. So again, when spending my own personal money, looking back at it as somebody who already has it, in hindsight, would I spend $400 on this product? And flat out answer, no, I would never purchase this product for $400. That being said, the cheapest that I've ever seen this shop vac with the remote controller is $312 around Black Friday, which is when I purchased it. So around $312, I would say that the price is more manageable, but still I probably wouldn't pay $312 for it plus tax. But for me, and I don't really believe that this would ever happen, but if Giraffe Tools were to sell this shop vac with the wireless remote controller and drop the price down to around $200, $250 at the highest, I think then you really have something that really competes just because of, again, it offers something that really no other manufacturer offers. But for $250 for the amount of power that you're getting, yeah, I could see it. I could see myself paying $200. $200 is a good price. $250, yeah, I might do that. Now, if you are in the market for this shop vac, I would really advise you to consider why you're buying this shop vac. Are you a professional detailer? Is the power there for professional like auto detailing? Yeah, I guess. I mean, it might be a little bit slow and you might have to work a little bit harder scrubbing everything so you can get suction all the dirt out, but it can work. Now, if you're the average just homeowner looking for a shop vac and you don't vacuum all the time, I would just say buy something cheaper. There's a bunch of options on the market for less than $100. You might have to plug them in and move them around with a shorter hose and everything like that, but you do save a good chunk of money. Now, if it were me and I were to go back and had $300 to $400 to spend on a vacuum, not necessarily a shop vac, because I know that personally, my shop vacs never see water. I never do that kind of work. I really only vacuum up the garage, the gym side to keep it clean every day. That pretty much every day gets vacuumed. And then the car side gets built up a little bit just because the cars go in and out all the time. That gets vacuumed once a week or two. So for me personally, again, I know that my shop vacs never touch water, so I really have more benefits of just getting a regular vacuum. So if I had $300 to $400 to spend, I would probably just buy a higher end stick vac that's battery operated, because you're mobile. You can do pretty much everything that a shop vac in my case would need to be used for. And I have the mobility. I'm not attached to any wires. I'm not attached to any hoses. It just works out better in my opinion. But all of this has just been my personal opinion based on my personal uses with this shop vac, and I hope that has helped you out. If it did, I'd appreciate if you give the video a thumbs up, share it around, comment down below any thoughts or questions that you may have. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content, and if you want to further support my work, consider hitting the join button down below to become a member of this channel or become a patron on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.